All right, welcome back. I hope you had a great week. Today, we're going to do part 2 of our RBT ethics code. The ethics code is important for you to know for both the exam and for delivering services. Remember, we always want to deliver the best possible services for our clients, and that means being ethical. So this is providing services, okay? The 4 core principles still apply. RBTs benefit others. You treat others with compassion, dignity, and respect at all times. You behave with integrity, and you ensure your own competence, meaning you're always in compliance with all ABA standards, intervention standards, company standards. You always want to be competent. Okay, so we're going to do part 2 today. Remember, if you're looking for study materials for your exam, check out rbtexamreview.com. You can also shop at gumroad.com/rbtexamreview. We offer 3 practice exams, a study guide, a combo pack, which comes with everything and flashcards, plus the competency study guide for your competency renewal and initial assessment. So like and subscribe if you are enjoying these videos. We have some big things coming down the pipeline, including BCBA exam study materials. We're looking forward to that. So be on the lookout for that. As always, keep working hard, keep sending in your questions, and let's get to part 2 of ethics. Okay, section 2 is all about providing services. So RBT's primary role is implementing services, right? Implementing interventions, behavior plans. So section 2 covers your ethical responsibilities in providing services to clients. So part 1, or number 1, is do no harm and work to support the best interest of the clients. Okay, do no harm is the key here, where we don't use our knowledge about behavior to do any harm to clients or those associated with clients. Okay, you are mandated reporters, meaning if you suspect any sort of abuse, any sort of foul play, you are required to report that to the necessary supervisors and or authorities. Okay, we always work in the best interest of the clients. Okay, that's number 1. Whatever we're doing should benefit the client first and foremost. 2, RBTs follow the direction of their supervisors who accurately implement behavior technician services and accurately complete all required documentation, meaning you do your job as accurately as possible. If there is a behavior plan, you should implement it accurately. If there is a skill acquisition plan, you should implement it accurately. Remember, we're doing everything within the best interest of the client. And the client's best interest is that we implement things accurately. Your supervisor is there to give you direction, to train you, to guide you. You should be following that direction as much as possible, okay? Your supervisor is also looking out for the best interest of the client, because your supervisor is ultimately responsible for the client. So any direction they're giving you is in order to ensure the best outcome for the client. Remember, that is our goal, right? And then you want to accurately complete all required documentation, including taking data, supervision notes, session notes, billing records. Any other documentation that you are required to do must be completed, okay? Given the new insurance rules and insurance that are covering these clients, this documentation is very important to ensure that our clients continue getting coverage that is provided by insurance, okay? So taking good data, taking good session notes, is not only for the benefit of improving our services, but it's also the benefit of ensuring we continue being given services by these insurance companies. Okay, so you want to be in compliance, you want to accurately implement at all times. 3, RBTs conduct themselves in a professional manner during all work activities. You take action to improve your performance following feedback from supervisors. Remember, we're in a professional setting, okay? We are doing very serious work, okay? We're doing very serious behavior change work. You're going into people's homes, you're interacting with people's kids, okay? We need to be professional at all times, right? Whether you're delivering services, receiving training, being given supervision, you want to act in a professional manner, okay? You might become very close with the families that you work with, okay? That's just the nature of our jobs. But remember, there's always a line between professional and personal and friendly, right? We want to be professional, no dual relationships, no conflicts of interest. Okay. Professionalism is key. And then you want to always be improving your performance following feedback from supervisors. This might look familiar from your task list, meaning if you're given feedback from your supervisor, you want to implement that feedback to the greatest extent possible. Feedback makes you better. It improves your performance. When your performance improves, your service delivery improves. When your service delivery improves, our outcomes improve. We are working in the best interest of our clients at all times. 2.4, RBTs do not use unfamiliar interventions or provide services to unfamiliar client populations unless you've received training. Meaning we are experts in behavior, okay, and behavior change and operant behavior change, okay. We are not marriage counselors. We do not provide speech therapy. We do not provide occupational therapy. We are not feeding therapists, okay. We are not dietitians. We do not provide these services unless we've been trained explicitly on these services, okay. Given the nature of our role, we are asked many questions about these services, okay. We can consult, meaning your supervisor can consult, okay. But as an RBT, you're not qualified to provide services outside the scope of behavior analytic training, unless you've actually received proper training or proper certification for those services. In that case, an exception is to be made, but most of the time, you should be providing behavior analytics services and nothing else, okay? 2.5, RBTs implement restrictive or punishment-based procedures only when included in the behavior plan and you've been verified your competence, meaning we are reinforcement-based services, right? ABA, we are based on reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. However, reinforcement is always the first option. It's what we always want to use. Reinforcement teaches new behaviors. Punishment doesn't. Punishment is not permanent, okay? Restrictive, meaning we're not trying to restrict anyone from anything. We avoid restraint whenever possible. Unless you're trained in restraint, you shouldn't even be using restraint, okay? And if punishment is not in the plan, we do not use punishment. We don't use threats. We don't remove items as a form of punishment, okay? We don't give feedback in the form of punishment. Unless it's explicitly stated in the plan, we avoid all punishment. Punishment can be dangerous. Restraint can be very dangerous. Unless you are competent and you've had your competence verified, you should not be using either intervention, either strategy. 2.6, RBTs direct any questions or concerns that they or others have about their behavior technician services to their supervisor. Meaning at any point that you have a concern about the work you're doing, okay, you need to ask your supervisor. If you have a question about a coworker, about another RBT on the team, about the caregivers of your client, go to your supervisor. Asking questions is a good thing. Nobody should be ashamed about asking a question or not knowing something. You should always be asking questions, okay? And you should direct them to the supervisor. It's good to collaborate with parents. It's good to collaborate with RBTs, but questions, okay, about other people should go to your supervisor. 2.7, RBTs take necessary actions to protect clients when they become aware that a client's legal rights are being violated or there is risk of harm to a client. Again, we're mandated reporters. We do no harm. We act in the best interest of our clients, meaning if you believe or become aware that someone's legal rights were violated, or you think there is harm being done to a client, you are obligated to report that and tell somebody, okay? Just because our clients have disabilities or just because our clients are of a certain population doesn't mean they aren't obligated to being protected legally and being protected from harm. It's part of your job. If you see it, you say it, okay? Go to the supervisor, go to your boss, okay? Go to the authorities if necessary, okay? You might want to check with your supervisor first, but what are we trying to do? We're trying to protect our clients at all costs. 208, RBTs protect the confidentiality and privacy of the clients, stakeholders, and others by following all related requirements established by the BACB employers in the law. Confidentiality is huge in our field, right? There's some people who don't want others to know they're receiving therapeutic services, okay? There's some people who want to be private about what they do and don't share. Okay. This includes clients, this includes parents, this includes your coworkers. Okay. Everybody is obligated and has a right to privacy, and you should respect that. Okay. And this is not just a BACB requirement. This is a HIPAA requirement. Okay. It's a mandate. Nobody's personal information should be shared by anybody. Okay. That means your employers, if you have a supervisor that's not on your case, you should not be sharing personal information about the case with that supervisor. Okay. Confidentiality is utmost importance. 2.9, RBTs do not share identifying information about clients on social media or websites. So this has definitely become a much bigger thing in the last few years, right? Between Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and everything else. Okay. It's very easy to share our day-to-day lives. Remember, we're there in a professional capacity. These clients are not part of our lives outside of the workplace. That may sound a little harsh, but it's the truth. Okay. Unless you've got a good reason to and have been given explicit permission to, we do not post photos, videos, stories about our clients online. This is, again, tied into confidentiality, tied into privacy. We just don't do it. It's not our right, okay? It's not our permission, okay? It's not our duty, okay, to share this information about other people who may not want that information shared, okay? Be very careful about social media in general. Just don't use it in the context of your job. Don't become friends with your clients. Do not share other information about clients. Just avoid it whenever possible. Finally, 2.10, RBTs only discuss confidential client information under the direction of the supervisor unless allowed by a law for a valid reason. Okay, meaning you don't share your confidential information with anybody who's not on the team and who isn't directly related to the client. Okay. So that means if you're going to be sharing information with other teachers and other therapists, they need to have permission. You don't share client information with other people at your company who aren't involved with the client. Okay. I know it sounds harmless. I know it feels harmless because everybody works in the same field or they work at your same company. Again, you're maintaining confidentiality and privacy at all costs. Okay, that's part 2 of our ethics, right? Very straightforward. Looks similar to the task list items, okay? It's a service delivery, delivering the best services possible, okay? So review these, just be familiar with them for your exam. You don't need to memorize them. You just need to be familiar with them for your exam. This is 2.0. So in 2022, I expect to see more questions like this on the exam. But other than that, keep working hard. If you need our study materials, go to rbtexamreview.com. Reach out to me with questions via email or comment below. Okay. Remember, big news. We have BCBA exam materials coming. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, keep working hard, and I'll see you soon.